Good morning, Starfield. Today we're going to do a tutorial video on taking our Class A vanilla Deimos ship that we did. Now we are going to upgrade it to a Class B. Now there are two perks that you're going to need to do this, according to this build that I'm doing. And that would be piloting 3. No good to upgrade your ship if you can't pilot it. And you would need piloting 3 to be able to pilot a Class B ship. And ship design 3. We're going to go with ship design 3 for a B class. We'll save ship design 4 for our C class upgrade. Now what I'm going to always start with when I do that, I've got all my parts laid out here, my choices on what I'm going to do with my upgrade here. And we're going to start with the reactor. I have 3 choices here. Now I am at the Deimos Star Yards, the vanilla location where you would be able to pick up these parts. With those perks involved. So let's take a look at them here. We've got a Amundsen Z machine 3000 reactor. It's a V class 28 power generated. Then you have the another Z machine that's 28 power. And then you have the mag inertial reactor, which is a 31 power. So that one is probably the one I'm going to go with to get the maximum bang for my buck as far as power goes. Now you have to watch your mass down here. Let me click on this. The mass says 62. This one gives us a 65, and this one's a 65. So this was even better on mass, because you want the lowest mass possible. That's going to be the one we use. So I'm going to remove these 2. Now the reactor. Got to go in here and find my reactor. That's the grav drive, and that would be the reactor right there. So let's take out the old A reactor, get a hold of our new B reactor, and slot it right in its place, and we will remove the A reactor. So now we have a B reactor added to our ship. Next is going to be the grav drive, which we have right here. This is an alpha grav drive. We are going to replace it. We have 2 choices here. We have a Relodyne here, beta grav, that's a 18 or 10 max power with a 36 grav jump thrust. And then you have this one, which is a 33 grav jump thrust. 81 mass versus 90 mass. I think I'm actually going for this one here. And there's a couple reasons for this. If you can notice, this one doesn't have all the attach points. I'm going to need an attach point to the front and rear due to the way my configuration of my ship is. So we will get rid of that grav drive, and we will grab the Aurora. And this is the one we're going to be replacing our old Alpha drive with. Let's take the old Alpha out, and let's take and put in the new, little click and drag of the new B drive. Make sure we're in there correctly. Yeah, that looks good. Remove this one. So that's got our reactor and our grav drive. Those are always the first 2 I replace, because everything depends on your B class reactor. And so the next thing we're going to want to do is switch out our engines. Now I've got 3 choices here. We'll look at the Hercules here at max power 3, so I can have 4 of those. Engine thrust 20. Now here's what you want with your engines. You want the best thrust and the best maneuvering thrust you can get for the mass. And this has got a mass of 141. Now this has got another situation here. It only has a connection point either on the left, or, let's Z this out, you can flip it, or to the right. That's not going to fit with our concept here on the Deimos, because I have rear, it needs a forward connection. So we're going to automatically eliminate it from the contention. And here we have the Dunn 61 engine. It's got a much better engine thrust anyway. Good maneuvering thrust, a mass of 145. It has the proper attachment from what I'm looking for. That's a pretty good one. Let's compare it to this one. 141 mass. The mass is a little better, but not by much. 4,200 maneuvering thrust, 20,000 engine thrust. Well, yeah, I think it's pretty obvious which one is better. Now, you know, if aesthetics mean anything to you, you can always consider that. But in this case, I'm going to go for max performance. So we will remove that engine. So let's take off our old engines, our old A-class engines. We'll delete those. Control G to duplicate that. Control G and bring it down a notch. There it goes. Same over here. Now we have our 4 Class B engines. And right now it's showing a top speed of 140 and a 100 mobility. And with that gravity drive, we've got 33 light years, which is pretty darn nice. So we're looking pretty good there. Next, we will look at shields. Now, if we wanted to increase our speed, you would want a higher thrust or remove some mass somewhere. In this situation here, we had a pretty good cargo in this. If you wanted to lower or remove some of the cargo in here on this ship, you could do that. I don't recommend it. 3,135 is a decent cargo, or excuse me, 1,420. Ignore this shield at the moment because I have 3 of them sitting out here, so they're all added up. Okay, let's look at going to a B-class shield. Now here's one that is a shield maximum health of 890, and these are the 2 stats you really want to look at with a shield: is the maximum health and its mass. So we've got a 65 mass maximum health, and of course the connection point is a side, either side. We have some places we could put that, none of them that I really like. Let's take a look at, here's a B-class 830 maximum health. Compare that to the 890. It's a little bit less, but it also has lower mass. So we take out the old shield here, okay, which was only a 485 health, so you can see it's quite an upgrade. And then of course you have this one, which is a 930 with a 62 mass. Well, now that seems to be right in the middle there. It's the better health of any of them and lower mass than this one. So we're going to go with the Warden. So let's eliminate the other 2 that we decided we don't want, and the old A, and we can take and put our shield on now. Very nice. Okay, we're moving right along here, and we've got the major basics ready. But now, since we have upgraded to a Starship Design 3, we can upgrade our cockpit. So we're going to do that. In this case, we're going to take off the old cockpit that had no ship design requirements. It only had 300 cargo, 5 hull and 8, and a 17 mass. Now we're going to be adding mass with this new. This one's going from a 15 to a 30, so it's doubling the mass, but that's not too bad for this, and it's giving you more cargo space. I'll slap that in there. Let me get these out so we can refer back to our A-class weapons here. And we'll get rid of the old cockpit. Alright, weaponry. The all-important weaponry. Now this one had particle beams. It had the old A-class. I had put some B's on there, didn't I? No, this is A-class. A-class particle beams with hull damage and shield damage and a firing rate. You know, you have to consider all these, and these mass you don't have to really worry about with weapons. We're going to take these off. These are our old A-class. Now we're going to replace them. Oop. Get my old weapon mount out here. Alright, we're going to replace them with the new B-Class Hellion Beam particle beam weapons, which you can see at 46.59 hull and shield damage. They are considerably better than the old A, and for the same power consumption, the fire rate is slightly slower, and the range is slightly less, but you're making up for that with punch. Let's take these and place them where I had the old ones. Makes it easy for considering where you're building stuff. Okay, take off these. Now, let's look at our ballistic cannons. We were using an A-Class KE-20 before. Now we're going to go to the B-Class KE-49, and it's got better range. Fire rate is a little less, but the hull damage and much better. We could have 3 of these. We only had 2 of the old ones on here. Well, we're gonna put 2 again on here, and then we could put a 3rd if we had a place we really wanted it. I'm actually gonna wanna. You could put it up here. Like that. Wherever it disappeared to. 1 second. There it is. You can put it on there like so, or you can replace the old. Go ahead and remove these so I don't forget them and lose track of them and end up with an error message. The old Atlatl missile, 4,000 range. It was a pretty good hitting missile for an A-Class. And the new Atlatl 290B, also same range, same fire rate, double the power, double the damage. And you can only have one of these. It's got a max power of 10. I'm going to put that on there to keep our options nicely. Okay, now all we have left to do, and we have our new B-Class Jackal, and that would be to set up our weapons. We go C and over to weapons, and we need to assign. I'm going to assign my particle beams here, and for my right mouse button, that would be the left mouse button. Right mouse button, I will set up the cannon, and for the G key, to be the missile weapon here, we're going to put in the Atlatl. There you are. Now, if you ever want to know how to rename a ship, you go C, go to Messages, go down here to where it says Rename Ship, G, and you can rename it. You want to make sure you rename it like so. Hit G, do that, do the renaming, and then you hit Confirm, and you're all set. It's a little added bonus in the tutorial in case you had difficulty figuring out how to rename your ship. And I think that has got it. Now what I'm going to do is come out and get out of here now. All systems were nominal, so we're good. We now have a B-Class Deimos Jackal. This is the gentleman at the Deimos Star Yard, which is a space station around Sidonia, Mars. And this is the gentleman you talked to about viewing and modifying your ships. You could also buy ships from them.
When you get serious about your spacecraft, come back to Deimos.
There you go. And I want to show you how to get to them real quick here at the station. There's your docking with your ship. And you just come into Deimos and you come over here and down these stairs, and he's standing right there staring at you. Alright, you all have a great day, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial video of upgrading your A-Class Deimos to a B-Class Deimos. You all have a great day.